Welcome to my channel. I really appreciate every single person that comes to watch my videos. I'm thankful for all the subscribers that I'm getting and the increasing number of subscribers that I'm getting. I'm thankful for every single one of you that comments, that likes, and that shares my videos. I really do appreciate the traffic. It looks like we have some encouraging news coming out of Virginia. I don't know if this is the beginning of a trend or if it's just a one-off, but it's encouraging in any case. This is a horrific story. Basically, what happened was, as you can imagine, the school board allowed transvestite males who claimed to be females to go into the girls' bathrooms. And the end result was that a young girl was raped. She was sexually assaulted, she was sodomized, and she was forced to perform fellatio on the perp. What the school board did after that was they transferred him to a different school where he raped another girl. When the father of the first girl that was raped got upset and went to a school board meeting and spoke out, he was arrested and convicted of disorderly conduct. But that's not the end of the story. This is the prosecutor in the case. I talked about her in a recent video. She was unelected. She was thrown out of office by the voters, but not by a large margin, by about 1,000 votes, which at the time when I read it, I thought, well, that's disappointing because that means there's a lot of people who still vote for her, despite the fact that she hired a sex offender for her office, that she refused to label this transvestite male as a sex offender, even after he raped 2 different girls in 2 different schools. But at least they got her kicked out of office. And they've now kicked out all of the school board, every single school board member, the superintendent of the schools. They kicked them all out. And this is a post from a man who is a parent, what they call a parent activist in the Loudoun County School District. He says, the prosecutor's gone, the school board's gone, a federal investigation has begun, the independent report has been released, and the chief executive officer of the Loudoun County Public School System is not only gone, but has been criminally convicted. And he says, thanks for playing. I think in the left's recent efforts, the radical left, recent efforts to get to our children, to turn them into transvestites against their will, to perform mutilative surgery on them when they are young, to convince the parents that this is the right thing for their child. I think these efforts have finally woken up at least some of the people who said, enough is enough, you're not going to mess around with our children. And so they kicked everybody out of office that had anything to do with it, and you can rest assured that when they elected new people, they elected ones that would stand against these policies of allowing transvestite males to go into females' locker rooms, of allowing transvestite males to play in female sports, and allowing rapists to go free and sending them to different schools to rape again. It's hard for me to believe that this stuff happened to begin with. It's hard for me to believe that any parent would go along with any of this. But I understand how people are cowed by the opinions of a few and the loud, strident voices of a few that claim that this is the right thing to do. But it should have been obvious to anyone from the very beginning that messing with children under age is wrong. Children need to be children. They need to learn about their own sexuality in their own timetable and not be forced into it by so-called advocates. It's outrageous to me. It's absolutely outrageous. And I'm thankful that this particular school district, enough people have woken up that they've managed to kick those people out. But there's a lot of work left to do across the country. There's a lot of places where this is going on, where cross-dressers are performing. I never thought this, the words coming out of my mouth are hard for me to comprehend. Cross-dressers performing in front of kindergarten children. Who in God's name ever thought that would be the right thing to do? Who in God's name thought that would be in any way acceptable? But here we are. This is the crazy world we live in. This is the crazy stuff that the radical leftists are doing. They're trying to destroy our country. They're trying to destroy our morals. They're trying to destroy our will to resist. And finally, some parents are resisting. Some parents are standing up and saying, enough is enough. We're not going to allow this anymore. I hope and pray that this is the beginning of a movement across the nation where people finally say, all right, that's it, you're gone. And they start unelecting all these people, getting rid of them, banishing them to the hinterlands, and bringing in some people with some common sense, with the ability to understand what's right and what's wrong. As always, I pray that you will be prosperous, that you will live a long life, and that you'll be healthy, and that God will keep you safe. I pray that He'll do the same for every person that you love. And I pray that you'll be anxious for nothing, but in all things, through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, you will let your requests be made known to God. And the peace that passes all understanding will keep your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. This is the Vietnam Era Vet out.